there have been a lot of reports that Ireland is fast becoming very popular amongst Indian students looking for overseas education. And you are in Ireland. So do you see the number of students increasing?
Because if you go for the US, you have 30, 40 lakh is like common, or maybe you have to go beyond that as well, like 50. But in Ireland particularly, you have just 10 lakh or maybe 15 lakh is the most.
There are over 5.5 million cybersecurity jobs around the world, and there's a serious shortfall of talented professionals. So how has your job hunting and internship experience been so far?
Even though if they are facing some emergency crisis, in their team someone is recently left the organizations, in particular in Ireland, so they are also willing to hire somebody from direct itself, direct India from itself.
Ireland is becoming popular amongst Indians who want to study abroad. So today, I decided to talk to a student who is in Ireland. I would explore the reality of jobs in Ireland with the increasing number of international students. And I am sure you are as curious as I am to find out all about the landscape of academics and jobs in the country. I'll talk to Lakhan Mahajan, who recently graduated from National College of Ireland, where he was pursuing an MS in Cybersecurity, a field that is gaining exponential popularity. Let's start. I love data. It resolves misinformation. Let's talk to experts, analyze news, and smartly plan your study abroad journey. Hello aspirants, welcome to Videshi Chai.
Lakhan, hi. Welcome to Videshi Chai.
Hi Janice, how are you?
I'm doing well. We really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you. It's my privilege to be here. Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
It's great to hear. Because I want to start with a hot topic. Crowdstrike and Microsoft, they have been in the news recently after the worldwide outage of Microsoft-based systems. Can you shed us some light on that, and how that relates especially to cybersecurity?
Yeah, sure. So I know that most of the people are, thinking that way because few days ago, like Microsoft, have some issue with their server. But I want to tell that this is not actually, kind of the cyber attack. It's like a small glitch, which is, happened due to his third-party services. Because Microsoft, we know that Microsoft have the servers in globally, they have their customer client in globally. So that is the issue the people are facing globally. But the issues actually happen his third party, which is Crowdstrike. We know that Crowdstrike also, it's cybersecurity firm which is provided the third party services, because Microsoft can't do all things like anti-malware and botnet and DDoS attack. That kind of the things are already existing in market. So Microsoft for that particular thing they hire a Crowdstrike party, like third party to providing the services, especially the security point of that. And what actually happened here, the CrowdStrike, updated their software. As regularly in software industry, you need to provide the, new version regularly basis to be maybe in your new version you have the new feature, or maybe you patches some previous vulnerability which is existing in your last version. So like similarly, the CrowdStrike did the same thing. There one software which is known as Falcon. They updated, they provided the new update of that software. And what happened when you connect it to the internet, it automatically update. You don't need to go into update that because they're using third party services, so they automatically update. So once your device comes into the internet, zone, so it automatically updated. So similarly, thing is automatically updated, and just because the software is not tested into the sandbox environment, as per the IT point of view, the guys who related with the guys who's familiar with the IT software things, firstly you need to be check, or maybe you have to do the testing of that particular software into your sandbox environment. If everything is going fine, then you have to go into the production environment, your live environment. You have to produce that software into that. But I think the Falcon did the same mistake. They did not check into the sandbox environment, and result when they deploy into the productions, they work as a malfunctionality and contract with the Microsoft Windows software features, and result that we see the blue daddy screen, like completely blue screen in front of our desktop. But later they also, after a few hours back, they released the new page of that software Falcon. Either you can go back to the rollback your previous software version, either, or you can delete the current vendor which is you install in your software, and you just read out this issue. But yeah, that is the major problem, because we know that Microsoft is worldwide spread, so everybody's using the services, and if there is small issues happen there, so everybody's affected. So maybe the medical services or flights and other client who is using the Microsoft service, and this is specifically for the North America region, because we are not getting the issue in our laptop because we are not using this particular software. So they are providing only the services like a specific zone, or which is mostly affected by the US zone.
So there have been a lot of reports that Ireland is fast becoming very popular amongst Indian students looking for overseas education. And you are in Ireland. So do you see the number of students increasing? Do you see the reaction of the local people there? What is your overall reaction?
Yeah, definitely. The peoples are definitely it's increasing. It's a more and more number, just because of
Yeah,
maybe the reason they have very less, very flexible, visa process. They don't need to go for interview and these all stuff. If your documentation is 100% correct,
yeah,
then you have the sponsorship. You have your own sponsor, like your maybe your parents or your brother or your sibling, cousin. So it's easy for you to get the offer letter from the college, or also it will help for your visa as well.
yeah,
And the second thing is that this is an English speaking country. If you go into
mm,
the German, if you have going to the German and other European countries. So firstly, you have to learn that particular language of that particular country
yeah,
to be, interact with the local people and interact with the, professor as well, because they are not
mm,
100% fluent in English. But at point of
yeah,
view, Ireland, so it's totally speaking English speaking country, and the course budget, mostly when student apply for, they have a dream to be go abroad. So firstly, the things which is come in his mind that the budget. So because if you go for a US, you have 30, 40 lakh is like common, or maybe it go beyond
yeah,
that as well, like 50. But in Ireland particularly, you have just only 10 lakh or maybe the 15 lakh is the most for a
mm,
tuition fees. So that is low budget as well. So you have the
right,
communication factor, you have the easy visa process, and you have the low budget education system as well here. So I think this is the three reason which is commonly attack the people to take admission or choose the specific island country. And fourth thing as well, like the IT background, because in most of the data center, Ireland have that most of the data center. Maybe you have the Meta for a Facebook, you have the Microsoft, you have the Google.
mm,
No, like the all the major company, like as we know that. So they are all the major companies. They have data center in that particular Ireland. So I think
yeah,
this is the one of the reason that people are increasing very large number nowadays. And the thing about the local people, they are accepting or they're happy or not, definitely they are happy. But there is a small issues also here, as because Ireland is part of the European country, you have to go
yeah,
with the European law. And as like in European law, you have to accept the refugee. That is the
mm,
the common law of European Union. Okay, like
right,
yearly basis, you have to accept some kind of some numbers of the refugee. Suppose recently the Ukraine and the Russia war is erupted. So some Ukrainian peoples move from Ukraine to the other European nation country.
right,
So they few there because they are bound with this rule of we have to accept some numbers of the refugees. So they also accepted the refugee from Ukrainian in some other country, but local
yeah,
people are not happy with these people because these are the refugees. They are not educated, they are not skill up. Their native language is not English, so they are
mm,
creating little bit burden on that. So they are
mm,
not happy with the refugee, but the people who coming with the right approach with legal migration, so they're happy with that. So
mm,
yeah, they're happy
got it.
with the legal person, but have little bit issue with the refugees here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can see the protest in some area, but this is a common.
Now, you mentioned that the spoken language is English, but
Yeah, yeah.
the Irish English accent is very infamous for being difficult to understand. So, was that a problem for you when you first started studying it?
Yeah, not that much big problem because especially I familiar with this English spoken accent, the British or this.
Mm,
I before going there, I also had some kind of the interest in to doing this kind of the accent, so little bit familiar for me. But the guy who's like totally new or who know only the Indian or like our Asian country accent, so
yeah,
for them it's a little bit typical to understand.
yeah,
But if you try to understand, so definitely within a weeks or within a month, you will be easily used to this all
yeah.
this stuff.
Another factor that a lot of students will value is whether the jobs are available. I know that the work visa program or the work authorization program is fairly liberal. So, what are your thoughts on the work visa, work authorization program? If you can shed some light on that, and also about the availability of jobs in general.
Yeah, definitely. Regarding the work visa permit of especially in Ireland, so they are easily, they are flexible because they don't have that much of the technical person. Because mostly European people or their child that much not interested in doing master and PhD and doctorate program. If they did just only the bachelor, that is the most of the thing for them. Okay, they are happy with that. But for master program and this PhD, they're looking for a new guy. So they are easily providing the visa and these things. Well, if you are have the 5 6 hours of the experience in that particular one domain, maybe you're a software developer or maybe you're in other discipline of the IT, so you will easily get the job. Even though if they are facing some emergency crisis in their team, someone is recently left the organizations in particular Ireland, so they are also willing to hire somebody from direct itself, direct India from itself, because few of my friends also directly hire. They don't go for education system, they just apply from India to the website of that companies, or maybe referral through their friends, so
Mm.
whose colleague is also working in the same industry, maybe because we have the Infosys, TCS, these
Yeah.
all organizations also here, and Accenture
Mm.
is also here in Dublin as well. So
Mm.
using the referral program and your experience, so the companies are also willing to hire you direct from India to Ireland. You don't need to go
Mm.
for education and then complete your education then hire. But
Mm.
nowadays this is going a little bit slow, because nowadays number of the students are increasing, so they are easily getting the people here, Dublin itself. They don't need to go for India, looking for India. They are easily getting the people in Dublin itself, because a lot of people doing
Yeah.
education. So that is the thing. They are agree, but nowadays they are hiring the local one. Now they are already doing the master and they completed the master here.
Makes sense. Right. So you mentioned job eligibility is there, work visa is there,
Mhm.
but still the number of students that we see are increasing in a large number. What are
Mhm.
the typical sectors that students are targeting? Is it do you see a lot of jobs, and you said technical segment? Do you see most of the jobs available in the software domain, or are there jobs available in other sectors as well? What's your general experience?
Yeah, in other sector as well. Even though in medical sector, the guy who did B pharma or nursing or these of medical
Yeah.
nursing course, even though they don't go with the MBBS and the other stuff. So medical also have good demand here. If someone's
Mm.
have this 3 4 year of experience and they did into their B pharma or their medical nursing course, so
Mm.
medicals also have good scope here. And apart from that, the fintech and our sales and other domain as well, even though if we're talking about the core discipline like civil engineering, mechanical, electrical as well, because
Got it.
nowadays Ireland have a lot of other project as well. They are working, I
Mm.
think they are currently working in 2040 project, as like in India we have
Mm.
2020 vision. So currently
Yeah.
Dublin or Ireland decided 2040 vision. So they
Got it.
have maybe in the future they are expanding their railway, their metro services and these all stuff. So civil engineering also good scope nowadays as well. If you have the previous experience, or you have a mind to do master in project consultancy or master in structural engineering or some other discipline of the civil engineering, even though in
Yeah.
mechanical, electrical as well. So here also have little bit scope of other core discipline as well, if you want
Got it.
to go with that. But nowadays I think for IT is little bit saturated, because a lot of IT peoples
Mm.
are coming. So IT people are also facing little bit issue from initial time. If you are totally fresher,
Mm.
you don't have the industry exposure,
Mm.
you're coming just after completing your BTech and you're coming for master, you don't have the real experience of the industry. So this is a little more difficult for you, because there is already a lot of experienced guy available here. They have
Mm.
4 year, 5 year experience, because usually they do the master who have 3 4 5 year of the industry experience, and then later they decide, okay, go for further study for master. And so they have already experienced guy in Ireland, so they're hiring you like experienced guy rather than the fresher one. So that is
Mm.
little bit difficult as well situation right now here. A lot of
Got it.
experienced guy.
Very interesting.
And
Mm.
Ireland, yeah, Ireland is not that much typical country. If you consider just like in geographically, so in geographically is equal to the Madhya Pradesh, like MP.
Yeah.
If you see in geographically, so and the population is also like around 41 lakh.
Yeah.
It's not that much
Very
huge
small.
population of
Yeah.
the, yeah, very small. And only 4 5 major cities are here, just like Dublin, you have Cork, Galway, and Limerick as well. So these are the four major
Yeah.
city where you can easily find the job for IT purpose. But people are coming in very very large numbers. So that is little
Yeah.
bit saturation point in market. So you have to do,
Yeah.
definitely you will get the job, but you have to do initial time little bit struggle, or maybe some it will take some
Got it.
time to get the job.
Lakan, I'd like our viewers to get to know you a little bit better. Can you talk about your background in India, where you come from, what did you do, when you decide to get to Ireland?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So my name is Lakhan Mahajan, and I'm basically a small town of Madhya Pradesh, which is known as Kumthi, which is under the Khandwa district. So it's very small town, and my family, like we have 5 members. My parents, they are indulging into the agriculture activities. We have the farming and this kind of the activity. But nowadays, he's completely out of this activity. It's kind of they are retired with. this agriculture stuff. And my elder brother's like currently he is in Bombay as a construction manager, Ramkrishna Mahajan, and younger one like Subham Mahajan is also in software industry in bank. Like he's currently working in software engineer in Pune. So looking to my family situation, like my elder brother is working, younger brother is also working, and I was also working. So I have little bit flexibility to do something extra.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
regarding to this, my elder brother, give me like fully 100% opportunity. Like
yeah,
if you want to go abroad, because we both are running here, we have good in financial. So if you want to
yeah,
explore yourself in, abroad study and something, do something extra. So we are ready to that. So I also realized, okay, why not go for abroad study? And this is very quick decision. And I don't have just like since I have want to be in a dream to be go in abroad and study. I don't have that kind of
yeah,
the mindset. It's just like initial situations, looking to the family situation. Okay, that's I have the liability or I have the privilege to the study outside. So I took the decision. This is that within 4 months, I searched the college and particular country and university, and I go with the procedure and got the visa and landed to the Ireland. It's very
yeah.
short process for me.
Yeah, it's extremely inspiring the way your brother supported you and encouraged you to expand your horizons, explore opportunities. What a great story! And also your entire, all three of you, all the three brothers coming from a farming background and
Yeah, I think we
making,
are the first generations. Yeah, who's the like we all three are the first generation who got the opportunity
yeah.
for higher study, especially for me that I'm the first person in my family who come out from India to abroad and doing this study.
Like moving on to the field of computer science in general and leaving Ireland, sort of for a second, just leaving Ireland on side. If we talk about the field of computer science and students who want to do masters from abroad, which are the top universities and top target countries they should be thinking about?
Yeah, definitely. There's a nowadays is reaching to the global university is very easy. You have the internet, you just search college and this all this stuff. But in my case, I'm saying my personal experience. So that firstly I choose the country. I don't go with the
Yeah.
university wise. Firstly, I choose the country because in my
Hmm.
mind I have the USA, Canada, Australia, and European country. But in my
Yeah.
mind is that I want to go into the European one. I don't want to go into the US, Australia, and Canada because definitely this is some critical, option for me, or maybe little critical decision for me because most of the student
Hmm.
thinking I want to go to the US. So that is maybe their personal choice. But in my case, I want to
Yeah.
go into the European Union. So in European Union, I have the only option Germany,
Hmm.
uh, Ireland, and UK. Apart from the Switzerland also there, but these four countries in European Union. So if you want to go Germany, firstly you need to learn the German language. Without
Hmm.
it's not possible. And
Yeah.
Switzerland also you need the local language. And the
Hmm.
UK is a little bit crowded these days because a few of my friends is already there. So I discussed with them how's the UK. So he told UK is nowadays very crowded. A lot of peoples are there. So it's better you go to the Ireland because Ireland have also English speaking country. You don't need to learn a specific language,
Yeah.
and they have good IT market. They have the data centers and
Yeah.
headquarters are there. So that will be easy for you. So then I choose the Ireland, and then after that they also suggest. My friend also suggests the university name as well. Like few universities are there.
Hmm.
UCD is here, DCU is
Right.
here, National College of Ireland, Dublin Business School, Trinity College. So few universities are also here, and out of them
Right.
I chose the National College of Ireland and I took the admission. For other guys as well, maybe some guys are planning for US also. So that is
Yeah.
very good university also in USA. California University, Melmore, something like that, and few good university also in USA, and some are
Hmm.
in UK as well and Canada. But I particularly choose the Ireland. I don't search that much about the university and these all this stuff. So for me, I choose European because I want to go into the European nations. So I choose the European university, European countries as well. And out of them, Ireland is the best for me.
Yeah.
I assume, and I took the admission.
Yeah. Makes sense. I'm glad that decision has turned out positively. Uh, Lakin, so let's talk about the admission process. So if a Indian student today wants to study in Ireland, what should their next step be? How do they find out about universities, courses? Who do they reach out to? Do they apply directly? Can you talk us through the entire process?
Yeah, yeah, sure. So like if you wanna come to the Ireland, firstly, you have to figure out the which university you wanna come. So firstly, you search a different university and go into the university website. So you easily, found the authorized consultancy.
Yeah.
They because every college tie up with some kind of the consultant. You know. So you would just go into that university website, contact with these authorized people, and they are providing all the consultants regarding your admission or maybe regarding your visa process as well. And
So that's
after
important, right? So
you, in,
you should not,
yeah,
sorry, just to cut you off, but what you're
no worry, no
suggesting
worry.
is don't just go to the admission consultant that you see nearest to your home. Rather, go to the university's website and find education consultants that are licensed or recognized by the university. And that is the safe approach. Is that correct?
Yeah, that definitely. Firstly, choose the college, and
Hmm.
once you choose the college, go to the college website. They are automatically provided, the consultant name. You don't need to go
Yeah,
into the local market and call someone. Okay, I want to go into that university. What is the process?
yeah,
No, definitely. Maybe sometime it's right, sometime maybe it's wrong. So it's better
yeah,
took the right approach. Go to the college websites, and they have the lot of information about the international students, which university
yeah,
or which particular consultant you have to
yeah.
deal in that particular area.
Yeah, makes sense. Sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah, so that is the thing. That I think this is the right approach, I think, rather than going to the random market.
So you mentioned, first shortlist your college, then identify a consultant that's licensed by the college. What next? Is there a test that you must give? Is IELTS
Yeah,
mandatory?
yeah.
Are there any other
Mm-hmm.
tests to give?
Right, right. So like, you have to appear for English proficiency test. Maybe you can go with IELTS, or maybe you can go nowadays. Duolingo is also quite famous for English proficiency test. So firstly, you have to appear this test, and because
Yeah,
you already interact with the, you have to choose firstly the consultant. Go to the college
yeah,
website, choose the consultant, talk with the consultant. It will help you in all manner, in your English proficiency test, your visa process, and even though your SOP and LOR as well, letter of recommendation
yeah,
or state of purpose of your admission to that college. So they deal with the all manner. So firstly appear for the English proficiency test, then you interact with the your consultants. So they give you some sort of the documentation that you need to apply for a college admissions. So you fill up the all kind of the documentation. They will help you SOP and LOR as well, and they will apply behalf of you. You don't need to apply separately.
hmm,
They will apply behalf of you, and they also timely update you. Okay, and nowadays the processing going on that way. College are some your application submitted, and now you need
hmm,
to wait for 15 days, maybe 20 days for response from the college. And once you got the offer letter from the college, now next process that you need to apply for a visa. So in the visa process also your consultancy is very helpful. They're also giving the all documents checklist, and if you need any help, you can anytime you can talk with your consultant. Will provide you a very detailed description about the every documentation. And but in documentation part for visa purpose, you have to do application your own. Only
nice.
consultancy will help, but in college application process, consultancy will apply behalf of you.
Got it.
So that is the
Understood.
thing. And it apply once you did your visa process and you applied for a visa. I think VFS services quite you know in I think in every city in India, VFS
Yeah,
services for visa applications. So you apply through the VFS office, and within a month, I think it will take around 1 month time, and within this time frame you will get the your visa status. And if you got the visa, then you're good to go. You just book your flight ticket and just land up into the island or like some city which is already in your mind
makes sense. So
sometime.
about the visa process. So is there, you mentioned that generally there's no interview, but is there a possibility that there could be an interview from some?
No, I think as per my knowledge, there is no interview sections. If your documentation is 100% correct, you don't need to appear
Yeah,
for interview. Just it's like totally application process
got it.
for
You said
Ireland.
that the
Yeah.
visa you have to apply for yourself, but can you get help from your consultant that, hey, what should I fill here? What should I fill there?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah, yeah. They will provide you the all kind of the assistant. Whenever you
got
stuck, just call your consultant. Okay, I'm stuck here. Even though they are provide the all list of the visa processing document, how many documents you require, and also they aware you the chronological order, which order you have to be
yeah,
submit.
yeah.
So they're
And
providing the all sort of the help which you need to help required for visa process.
what are the selection criteria that universities, good universities and colleges in Ireland look at? So what can a student do to kind of strengthen their profile to get into the best university out
Yeah, yeah. Firstly, like your bachelor, your BTech,
there?
your BTech studies, your marks. If you
Yeah,
have the good marks, you have the good CGPA. That is one point. Second thing, if you have the industry exposure after completing your BTech, if you did some work
Yeah.
in industry, so that is also very, very fruitful for you to getting the offer letter from the university. Third thing is that if you have your SOP and your letter of recommendations very well, you did some good research project in BTech, or you did some extraordinary thing in your BTech
Yeah.
project. Maybe you developed some kind of the software which is helpful from the society, or maybe you did
Yeah.
some kind of the hackathon, you participate some kind of the hackathon while you're
Yeah.
BTech. So these are the plus point, which is a little bit adding the plus point into your profile, apart from, because everybody have their good marks, everybody have the
Yeah.
industry exposure, everybody, this is the common thing. But if you have the
Yeah.
project, you have some participated kind of the hackathon, coding ninja, or maybe a point of the programming or some other stuff, so that will little bit boost your profile,
Hmm.
and
Got
it
it.
is easy to get offer later in point of.
Yeah. Makes sense. Understood. Hey, Lakin, so how much did the entire master's cost for you, including living and accommodation
If I'm talking Indian currency, so it's around 25 lakh, which
Got it.
is divided into two way. One is a tuition fee, second is your self expenses, 1 year
Yeah.
all expenses. So tuition fees is around 10 lakh or 10 lakh 50,000,
Hmm.
and rest of the 15 lakh is your 1 year expenses, your living expenses, your food, your accommodation, everything. And if
Hmm.
you're doing here, you can do one thing, like if you really want to do part-time job, so you
Yeah.
can also get the part-time job, you can do the part-time job,
Okay.
and you can remove this 15 lakh burden on your pocket, which is your accommodation, and these are part. Only you have to pay the 10 lakh 50,000 for tuition fees only.
Got it.
But initially you have to solve this 15 lakh amount as well.
Yeah.
Like you have you have your sponsorship with you, maybe your parents or somebody else. So this 15 lakh amount you need to show into your account. Later you can withdraw. Once you got the offer letter, you can withdraw. There is no issue with that.
Yeah.
Till that you have to be shown into your account.
Yeah. Makes sense. And it really is very cheap, exactly as you mentioned. Like only 10 lakh fees to complete your entire degree, 15 lakh for living expenses, which you mentioned that one can earn back by doing some part-time work. That's fantastic. Did you
And
do
also
any
it is
part-time
like
work?
depend on the university.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also,
Sorry, go ahead.
I one thing mentioned here. Yeah. Also, it depend on the university. This is the 15, or this is 10 lakh. I'm saying only for average fees. If you go
Yeah,
for, UCD, so it is around 20,000 euro, which is around 19 lakh. If you go
yeah,
the DCU, it is around 70 to 18 lakh. 10 lakh is average.
right.
It's average college, average fees. If you go for some good college, so your fees is also increasing.
Yeah.
It's go be,
And even,
above the
but
10 lakh.
even at 20 lakhs, sorry, but even at 20 lakhs, that's very good return on investment in terms of it's a very low cost degree for a high quality.
Yeah, yeah. You can say as compared to US and Canada or Australia, this
Yeah.
is a little bit cheap.
Did you do any part-time work?
Yeah, yeah. In initially phase, I did not, go with this part time, but
Yeah.
when I sort out with the my things, college, my accommodation, and this all stuff, later I started.
What did you do? If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, part time job. I was part of the SOT security organizations who's providing the security point of the person. If suppose there is events is happening, so they're providing
Yeah.
their security personnel to the security purpose. So I was the part of
Yeah.
that organization.
Right. Did you get any scholarships or apply for scholarships?
Yeah, in my college, National College of Ireland, you don't need to apply separate for a scholarship. If you
Nice.
apply for application, so it's by default included. And a
Hmm.
scholarship amount is based on your profile. If your profile is good, you have the good industry exposure, you will get maximum amount of the scholarship. In my case, I got around 4,000 euro, which is
Nice.
around 3 lakh something. But total fees is around 40,000. And out of the
Hmm.
40,000, like 4,000 is for my scholarship. So ultimately, I have to pay only 11,000 euro.
Very cool. And what's the maximum scholarship that somebody got for National College of
I
Ireland?
think, yeah, the same. 4,000 is the maximum amount. If you also got 3,000, 2,000, some guys also 1,000. It depends on the profile.
What was your overall experience like? So besides the education part of it, you know, interacting with other classmates, be it from India, be it from other parts of the world, interacting with professors. Just talk me through your entire 360-degree experience at National.
Yeah, in National College of Ireland, if we're talking about especially the master program. So in master program, we have around 200 student batch. They're divided into the two groups. section A, section B. And the good thing is that out of 200, I think 190 is Indian student, 190. Only the 20% student who's from the Nigeria, or
Mm,
some are, few are only, from the Indonesia and
mm,
some other countries like China or these all this stuff. But
mm.
190 is from the India, so that is good experience. Like we are, seems like you are still in India. You are
Yeah, it's amazing.
you are studying in India, but that is also
Yeah,
good experience. And talk about the professors. So the professors also from like global. Some are from
yeah,
Ireland itself. Some are from the other European countries. Some are from Ukraine or some other. So it's like professor you can see is globally. No one is
yeah,
from India. Maybe in other discipline like other course as well, like data analytics or like marketing or some some other courses. Maybe some Indian professor, but in my case,
yeah,
all professors are from the globally. That is
yeah.
also like little bit good things. And in my batch, people are also with different backgrounds. Some are from the software
Mm,
developer, some are from the testing, some are from the cybersecurity background, some are from other discipline like electronics and telecommunication. You know, and everybody have different experience. Some have 2 years, some have 4 years, some have 5 year.
mm,
Some are maybe some good experience around 10 year as well. Some
mm.
few guys also are fresher. So it's like mix up. It's totally
Yeah,
mix up. You have to share your knowledge. Some have maybe different background, different discipline, different knowledge.
yeah.
So that would be wonderful. Like interact with the peoples and share your knowledge. That's a good. I think this is a wonderful thing as well.
Did you face any challenges in the visa application process at all?
No, I didn't. I did not face any kind of the challenge because the consultant is there. So
Mm.
it's totally helping me in all the way. I did not face any kind of challenge. Totally smooth process.
Talk to me about your experience of moving to Ireland. It's a big deal leaving a country, leaving your family behind, the cultural transition, moving to a different climate, etc., etc. Just talk to me about your entire change from moving from Bangalore. You mentioned you were in Bangalore then, Bangalore
Yeah, I was
to
in before
Dublin.
coming here. I was in Bangalore. Yeah. So yeah, definitely as we are Indians, so our India is totally different. We have a lot of festival and these all this
Yeah,
stuff. We have good
yeah,
community. Whenever you feel little bit bored, you go without your friend. You know,
right.
play any kind of the sport or go for outing and these all stuff. But especially in Ireland, and it is not only the Ireland. I think in across Europe or maybe if you go in US and Canada, the families are a little bit isolated. Everybody is enjoying their own company. You feel little
Hmm.
bit alone or like little bit solo.
Yeah,
Okay, why I'm here? I'm alone.
yes,
Nobody's talking to me. There is no festival here in India. We have every month
yeah,
have one festival, but
yeah,
here it's not like nothing. You
yeah,
really miss Indian food as well here. Though someone is
yeah,
foodie, little bit foodie guy, so
yeah.
they miss also Indian food. A little bit problem for vegetarian because you didn't find that much of the Indian restaurant, but few is
Right.
there. But the guy who's little bit non-veg and these, so I think there is no problem for him. He's easy to
Yeah,
survive. And for me, I'm the vegetarian guy, so it's a little bit problem for me as point of the food.
yeah.
But rest of thing I can adjust and slowly also used to of all things. And for weather point of view, here is weather is little bit cold. As in
Mm.
India, we have warm weather.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
we have the winter only the 3 or 4 months, and winter
sure,
is like
yeah,
minimum temperature in my area around 5 degrees minimum temperature.
yeah,
It's don't go beyond this five. But in here, most of time it's like cold. Around 8 months out of the 12, it's cold. And
yeah,
in even though in winter you face temperature around minus temperature, -3, -4, minus. So it's a little bit typical the person who's not
yeah,
bearing the cold. So it's a
yeah,
little bit problem. But
yeah,
you can use to again after spending few months you are used to of this all this stuff. But and as in my case, I'm a little bit sporty guy. I like sport. I do the
yeah,
activities, exercise, and this thing. So
yeah.
it not affected me at all.
You mentioned, difficult to find Indian restaurants with good
Yeah, yeah.
vegetarian food. Do you then cook yourself, or is there a group of friends that you guys cook for each other? How does it work?
Yeah, it's work in both way. Like, but I prefer to cook myself.
Okay,
But there is a few girls as well. A few boys and girls are they cooking together.
nice.
It's your own choice. You go with
Yeah,
a
yeah,
group or you like your own food or this. But mostly you don't have the facility for you can hire any maid for
yeah,
cooking or house cleaning and these all stuff. You have to do your own
yeah,
all this,
yeah,
which is little bit challenge for a newcomers. but the guy who already know the experience for cooking or so a little bit easy for them.
What's your work visa status like?
Currently, I'm in graduate visa, like
And
STEM 1G.
how, sorry, until what time does, can you talk our viewers through different nomenclature, different stages? Let's say you move from being a graduate out of college, then what, then what, and till what is the journey to get to, let's say, residency? You know,
Yeah, yeah, sure. So when you enroll here as a student, so firstly you enroll in student visa. You have STEM
yeah,
2, which is known as the student visa. And once you done your study, your visa, transaction goes into the 1G, which is known as a graduate visa. So initially you have STEM 2, student visa. After completing your study, now you have STEM 1G, which is graduate visa, which is applicable for next 2 years. And once you got the job, your company will will hire you and will sponsor you. So now your visa convert into the work permit, which is known as STEM 1, which is known also the critical visa as well. And after spending 21st month in critical visa STEM 1, you got the STEM 4.
got it.
And after spending the 5 year in STEM 4, you got the neutralized visa STEM 5. And after STEM 5, you are eligible to apply for citizenship, which is known as STEM 6. So
Got
it's like STEM 2, then STEM 1G, then STEM 1, then STEM 4, then STEM 5, and STEM 6. STEM 6 is your citizenship, which is around
Got
you need a 5 year time duration.
it.
After that, you will get citizenship.
Got it. Not bad at all.
Only ultimately after 6 year, you have the citizenship of that country.
Yeah,
Again, it's depend on you. You
yeah.
wanna go for that, or you only stuck on STEM 4 as well.
Right. Let's talk about jobs, and especially in cybersecurity. I read this article recently, and I got to know that there are over 5.5 million cybersecurity jobs around the world, and there's a serious shortfall of talented professionals. So, how has your job hunting and internship experience been so far?
Definitely too. There is a good market for a cybersecurity aspirant, because as part of the US, Canada, and European part, they are more concerned regarding the security, the data privacy, data breach. So they are very, very serious about the cybersecurity aspect. So that's a good
Yeah,
opening or a good opportunity for cybersecurity job, definitely.
yeah,
And regarding to the hunting process, the job is little in Ireland is little bit, a little bit nowadays a little bit typical because I already mentioned there's a lot of people are coming who have different
yeah,
background and the vast experience as well. So little bit
yeah,
difficult because they don't have that much of the scope. It's a very
yeah,
small country. Only 4 or 5 cities are only hiring 4 persons. Have tech organizations. But if you're talking about globally, so I think US capturing the huge market of the cybersecurity
yeah,
because if you're talking about the geographically, so it's around 3 times more than India geographically.
yeah,
And if you look into that, so around have the 50 state in USA, so huge impact. Have a lot of opportunity. So if somebody is interested in cybersecurity and if they have their mind, oh, I want to go for a US or another country, but the US is good at that point of the cybersecurity nowadays. That's
yeah,
very, very huge jobs in the market. But Ireland also,
yeah.
but nowadays it's going a little bit slow.
And what's your personal experience with your internship
Yeah, in
experience,
my
job?
yeah, because I have already experience in India, few year I worked there. So for I think I'm saying regarding internship, only they prefer mostly the fresher guy. The
Yeah,
guy just graduated, just did their BTech, and then after he enroll into the master and completed master. So they are more concerned regarding the internship. An organization also easily offer the internship to them. But the guy have already 4 or 5 year of the industry exposure, so they believe that already industry very well.
yeah,
So generally they don't enroll you into the you know that kind of the internship role. You need to hunt job your own through the your connections, your network, LinkedIn or
yeah.
other job portal for experienced guy. For a fresher guy, they easily get the internship. But experience,
Got
you
it.
need to grab your own.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That in a way, often internships transition into jobs. So that makes it a bit harder for people with experience to actually get in the front door in companies. Isn't that
Yeah.
right? What are your career plans? Do you intend to stay in Ireland and kind of achieve residency there, or you at least stay in Ireland for a long time? You planning to look at coming back to India as well?
Yeah, I don't. have any specific. Currently, I did not plan anything. It's like, but currently
Yeah.
the short time, I have planned to be stay at least 3 to 4 year here, and
Yeah.
let's see how it goes. If everything is fine, so maybe I will decide for further stay, or maybe if there is something is problem, so maybe. But I totally I don't have any plan. Currently, I have only the 4 5 year plan, which I have to be stay here, and let's see after that what will be happen.
Yeah. What are your key target companies for your job?
Yeah, currently, I already told most of the organization here who have their headquarters,
Yeah.
their main business office. So the data center job, and especially we're talking about my profile. So I belong from the cybersecurity profile. So I have, you can go for a network engineer, you can go the SOC analysis, you can go the penetration tester or cybersecurity expert. So there is a different profile, but I mostly deal with the networking part because I have the previous
Yeah.
experience also in core networking. So currently I'm looking into that, and currently I'm also working in one contract, position as well. Contract job. You have a deal with the contract job around it's one
Yeah.
year contract, and you have to provide it your service. After that, maybe it's depend on organization. Maybe it's extended or renew.
Hmm.
So this is also simultaneously also I'm looking for a full other job as well.
Well, we wish you all the best. And before we end, I want to thank you for your for sharing your insights and giving us your time. I truly appreciate it. This is going to be super useful for students who are looking at Ireland as their destination for study abroad. Super insightful. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we wish you all the
Thank you,
best.
thank you. You also for your time. Thank you for your invitations. And also at the end, I know I mentioned few bonus point for the student. Like if you coming
Sure.
here,
Yeah.
so yeah, yeah. I just quick reminder in my mind so that that is the one thing that before coming here, you have to deal with the accommodations. You already
Mm.
contact with the peoples who's already living here, so they will arrange for you as an accommodation. Accommodation means you're living. You're maybe because some guys what they did, they book accommodation from the India itself so that
Yeah.
it is easy for them, and few guys they don't deal with this or they directly book any kind of the hotels for a few days.
Yeah.
They landed here, stay in hotel, and later they face some problem because accommodation is a
Mm.
little bit issue here. You will not easily get the accommodation here. You have to you have to spend a lot of time on viewing, go to the viewing, finalize the room, and then back
Mm.
again. Maybe it's not working your way sometime, so it's a little bit
Yeah.
difficult. So it's better that contact the people who's already there, talk with them, and if you find any accommodation, let them him just go there and view it's fine
Yeah.
for me or not, and don't pay the money as well. Don't pay
Yeah.
money from the online. Like someone is told, okay, I have the accommodation. They send to you the video. Okay, this is my accommodation video. You feel okay, this is good, and you pay the half amount or maybe the full amount. That is the
Yeah.
most of people did the wrong thing because this is
Yeah.
the scammer. You
Yeah.
and at the end you regret, oh my god, when you landed here, no one is here. No, you
Yeah.
are just kind of you are on road. You lost your
Yeah.
money, you lost your time, everything. So just contact with the people who's already living here and trust on them rather than the other online people who was already in because there's a lot of scam already happened here.
Yeah.
The people send their money and the people is you know just vanish.
It's
So
horrible.
this is thing.
It's very
Yeah,
useful.
otherwise rest of
Thank you for
thing,
sharing
yeah,
that insight.
yeah, that's the thing I want to mention.
We appreciate it. And it's very useful, practical advice for students that hey, finalize your accommodation with trusted sources, especially with alums and students already there before you land in Ireland. Otherwise, you run the risk of uh, large hotel bills and a lot of uncertainty because you won't know whether you will live where you are going to live. Makes sense.
Right, right.
Again, thank you so much for your time, Lakhan. This was super insightful and very helpful. We really appreciate it and wish you all the very best.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Janice. Thank you so much.
Did you enjoy this conversation with Lakhan Mahajan? If you have any questions, share them with me in the comments below. I will see you next week with another episode of Videshi Chai. Subscribe to stay notified, stay informed, stay inspired.